Are Outriders with grenade launchers any good? They have some disadvantages and they can't do literally everything, but yeah, they're good. More to the point, they're actually easier to use than regular Outriders in a lot of situations, and bring something no one else has in the same form, and they kind of destroy entire armies. Please like, subscribe, comment, and consider donating to my Ko-fi page to encourage more explosive coverage. Dokkan! Recruited for 800 gold, Outriders with grenade launchers have 48 models on Ultra, which I mention because it's fewer than the regular unit, and have 4,368 health spread between them. Armor is 30, like the other light cav. Leadership is 50, and speed is 84, identical to the standard variant. Melee attack is 18, attack control 5.1, melee defense 14, charge bonus 12. Identical, and so we leave this behind. Ammunition is 18 volleys with a range of 100. Given the nature of the unit, 100 seems long somehow. Missile damage is listed as 61, but each projectile only does 10 base damage and 2 armor piercing on a direct hit. Don't despair, we're not done. Detonation radius is 3, which isn't anywhere near as large as a mortar of course, but explosion base damage is 34 and explosion armor piercing is 15, which is far from 0. Reload time is 10. Total accuracy is 20, which is standard. Calibration distance is 100, so within its base range. There is no special drift, but calibration area is 10, meaning there is a fair bit of spread. Now, I'll stop and point out that the grenades are flaming attacks, and therefore increased by flame weakness and decreased by flame resistance. This matters if you are fighting Wood Elves, Tomb Kings, Chaos Dwarfs, or Sigmar Forbid, the High Elves. Given that you cannot deploy the unit as a perfect line, this means that being right at the 100 meter mark is going to allow only part of the unit to fire. The unit can fire while moving, but like base Outriders, this is a forward arc. You can fire while moving while advancing, but you cannot walk the horses back, you cannot fire behind you or to the far sides. This dictates how you use the unit. Within those limitations, you are death, and hell rides with you. Combined with other arms, this becomes especially deadly, but just on its own. Unbuffed, the grenade launchers can annihilate single enemy infantry units. Of course, you're going to get shot to pieces by any organized missile unit line, but if you sneak close and unload, you'll leave your enemies wrecked while you hightail it. As I pointed out, these are flaming attacks, therefore they synergize best with effects like Kindle Flame. Though, since it's slanted toward base damage, the Lure of Metal passive or any spell reducing armor value tends to help too. Due to general flimsiness and the danger of getting caught by the enemy, this isn't something you can doomstack, like most Empire units, but it's the kind of unit where 1 or 2 in the right place, possibly right behind your front line, does a huge amount to bolster your forces. Note that there is a minimum firing range too, so you can cheese that, especially against forces without missile units. On the other hand, most armies do have missile units, or failing that, magic, so be careful out there. The same buffs that affect Pistoliers and regular Outriders count here, so that includes more ammo, more missile strength, and better reload time, all of which makes these really powerful in the right situation. Yes, they lose something against Chaos Warrior style heavily armored units, but hardly everything, and more to the point. There's no law that says you can't use the grenade launchers to soften blobs up to let regular Outriders pick the survivors to pieces. Key weakness number 1. Can't quote-unquote target air. Key weakness number 2. Meaningless direct damage is a problem against single entities. These weaknesses are addressable with the regular Outriders, and more to the point, the raw offensive juggernaut that is the grenade launcher variant makes up for the weaknesses of the regular version very well. They're still flimsy, but at least in this case, you have a legitimate claim to bringing the cannon, not just the glass. Take care, and have fun shooting M203s on horseback at speed 84. Sounds fun? It is.